Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Downtime with Downstar, episode 145. And today we are here with Kris Smith. Second time, Vane Indian Stands. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Chilling, dude. Chilling, bro. How's everything with you? You're busy, man.
Busy. Yeah. Trying to keep up with business, man. And this industry's fast paced for sure.
It is,
That's
dude.
definitely something that try to keep tabs on.
Yeah, man. Last time we had you in here, episode 90.
Yeah.
You were just getting cracking in it.
Yeah, there's now that I think about it, just trying to touch back on some of the things that we were just getting into back then.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to see already where we're at just since then, Episode 90, that was already a cool minute ago.
Dude, that was.
Yeah.
So we just did Parker, and his was 104.
Yeah.
And that was October 3rd.
Yeah, so I know
So 90?
Yeah.
Dude, that had to be September or August.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's time. That's another thing I'm finding, man. Time super flies. It's hard to think where it even went sometimes.
It does, but then sometimes I feel like if you were to tell me what I did in January and December, I'm like, dude, that doesn't seem like the same year.
Yeah, no, that's like I said, it's we actually just celebrated our 1 year anniversary.
Yeah,
and,
congratulations.
Appreciate
dude.
it, man. On February 5th was officially to the public, hey, we're Vane Engine Stands. It's kind of like where'd the year go, man?
Yeah.
I swear every transaction or business transaction or people we collaborate with, whatever, I feel like it just feels like yesterday, but in reality it was, a year ago.
Yeah,
Crazy.
dude. You just got to keep it pushing,
It's
man.
fast paced for sure.
It is, dude. So after the pod we did, I saw you out there at H Day.
Yeah.
So that was H Day in September.
Yeah, that was super cool, man. I know we had talked before, and yeah, definitely a great experience. That was my first time getting to experience the East Coast, racing scene in person. You can always see it on the internet and social media and videos and stuff, but it wasn't the same, man. I could vouch for that all day. It's when you're around all the cars that you keep up with and the racing and the people, it's so different in person, man. It's super cool to be able to meet a lot of the people that you do business with too and collaborate with.
Yeah.
But definitely an experience, man.
Are you going to go back this year?
100%.
Really?
I feel like once you go, that's
you
it.
got to go keep going, huh?
It's I probably won't get to the April. I wanted to make it to the spring Honda Day that's in April, but we'll get into that in a second. That's like when we're supposed to be getting into our new shop and stuff. So
got you. Okay.
Probably be super busy with that. So I'll probably miss out on that one, but for sure September.
Yeah.
I'll be back out there for
Sick,
sure. For sure.
Man. Yeah, it was. So what did you expect when you went there, and what did you see?
What's crazy is I know, racing is bigger over there, but I could vouch that the show scene over here clowns over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know they always give us crap over here on the West Coast, for racing, but it was really weird. It was really different. I was expecting, the same exact thing that goes on over here as far as show goes, because there's so many cars over there. But it's just definitely a different vibe, a different environment, even in the show stuff. Because I took off, man. When I was over there, I just started walking, bro. I hit the whole event, and there's some awesome builds out there too, for sure.
Yeah, there's some really, really nice builds out there.
Some crazy stuff.
It's hard to compare the two. It's just like comparing East Coast racing to West Coast racing.
Yeah,
it's not the same thing. You know? In the West Coast, we have an advantage because a lot of companies are out here. Yeah, shipping's a lot cheaper, and you could just get things.
You know what I noticed, man? Just my buddy, Dirty 60, my partner, he doesn't really keep up with the show stuff too much, but I kind of like that environment back in the day a little bit, and I noticed just in the general way of authenticity, like right-hand drive cars and stuff, they weren't out there, man. Like if there was some legit ones, but I don't know, it was crazy I didn't see as many real Integras or SIRs or EK4 or whatever, as out here. So that was definitely something I noticed as far as the show scene went over there.
You just have to think too that logistically they're way further.
Oh
from
yeah,
Japan.
they come in over here,
yeah. So
sure.
things will hit from Japan to California, and then it has to figure its way all the way across the East Coast, and then you need to have a supplier or somebody who's out there doing it. You know? There is a lot of those cars there, but it's just like
either that or they're tucked away and people are
yeah, that's the thing
hiding.
too, man. There's a lot of theft out there in the East Coast.
Yeah, that's probably nationwide as far as stealing Hondas go, man.
Yeah, over there is bad. I think even like Florida is the worst, bro.
Probably. I didn't realize the Honda, just in general across the whole map, man. The Honda scene is everywhere. Florida.
Yeah. Have you ever been out to Florida before?
Not for car stuff.
No way. Dude, you gotta go.
Yeah,
bro.
Not for car stuff, but I've been out there before.
There's so much out there, man.
I'll definitely say Florida seems intriguing to me as far as just
definitely.
all the beaches and you know what I mean, the scene down there. Definitely seems like a cool environment to kick it.
Yeah, I'm actually headed out there in May for Eibach. So
I forgot.
Eibach meet. Yeah. I believe it's the 14th or 15th or 15th, 16th. It's 2 days in a row.
What city is it in out there?
Orlando.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's at the UTI, the college right there. I'll be out there.
Yeah, that's a big event.
I'm stoked for that, man. We get a lot of love out there. There's a lot of nice cars, and they have the racing right there too for the sure. Orlando Speedway.
I know it's God, I remember going to Eibach way back, like I don't know, 07, 8, 9, something like that, and just at the building out there, and just to see that grow too is intense, man.
I know, dude.
Super crazy. Like I remember there's one of the last years at the shop. It was like they could hardly do it, man, because there were so many cars. You know what I mean? So many people there parked everywhere, all down the street.
Yeah, that was. Crazy. I think the last year was 2000. It was the last year was 2011, and it was raining outside. I remember because the vendors for the first time ever they were inside, which was pretty dope, and then it started raining. And that was the last time at the Eibach facility. But dude,
I want to definitely get back into that. Once we're like in the groove completely in the shop and moving how we need to be moving, I definitely want to touch back, man, because I got bucket list cars. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like I for sure want to own like a 99 2000 EK9, like 1,000,000% bone stock bone stock, man. So that's definitely a bucket list vehicle as far as Hondas go, for sure.
Those were good times, man. I loved it, dude. And it was like when you were there, it didn't really click to me that this was like history.
Yeah, no, for sure. Dude, imagine how many Hondas, like
the whole city was flooded.
Crazy.
Bro.
And then you got all the people that are not just Hondas. You know what I mean? Like I saw some chicks rolling like real S15s. You know what I mean? Like it was crazy. Super cool times, man, to see just the industry progress over the years.
Yeah, so going from that where it was just at that one facility, now there's multiple stops. You know, we're going to be going to Florida.
Yeah, that was a smart move because it was just by itself before, right? And over there by us. It wasn't at the Eibach spot.
Yeah.
That's super dope that he grew out like that.
So then last year we did Florida, SoCal, then we did Ohio, and then there was the Jersey one, but I missed the Jersey one last year. There was a conflict or something. I couldn't get out there, but it's dope just to see stuff grow, you know?
Yeah, we definitely will be traveling more. Being the first year in business last year and then heading out to the East Coast like that, my partner, he's super busy, on other stuff as well, so I ended up flying out there, but just in general, we'll definitely be going out there, man. We're building a race car, so we'll definitely be traveling out there to race before too long. So
you're going to be racing the car or what?
No, my partner, Dirty 60, he's the one that, so we just got a 25.5 chassis that belonged to Sheepy before. And, Sheepy just got busy and, he's doing his thing. So kind of fell off with time as far as the car went. And then my buddy was offered it essentially. And we just took possession of it, I guess you can say, a few months back and started doing some work with it. And that'll be a cool thing pretty soon, man. Myself, it's actually a real EM1 chassis. It's a 2000 coupe, and it's fully done by Whitfield. It's got a 25.5 cage in it, carbon seats, carbon dash. It's a badass car, man. We're looking forward to working on it for sure. It's kind of itching for that one, kind of anxious. And then,
really?
So that'll be his car. It's going to be a turbo, like a B-Series turbo, like a Super Street or a Sport front-wheel drive car. And then I plan to build an all-motor car, like an all-motor pro car before too long, hopefully in the next year or so. Business first, as always.
Yeah, where are you gonna find this time at?
That's what I mean. It's business. I'm just all business right now, man. That's what I need to keep my brain in.
I have a fucking car in the back that doesn't even need much work, dude. I'm just like, not today, maybe tomorrow.
See, and that's where I've been slowly building my engine, you know, and it's been a minute. I haven't never really taken the time to focus on it. Like, all right, I'm gonna get this done. It's always just been like, oh well, I got this for it on this month, and then 3 months later, here's another part. Like, it's never been like a priority ever since we started business, essentially. So it's been lingering, but I'm almost done, man. A couple small things, and it's ready for the chassis, man. So yeah, that's just another thing going on.
Yeah, I feel you, dude.
Too much.
I feel like I'm always just collecting parts.
And
then it's just one day it'll come up, because when you set yourself up for these timelines and it has to be done and debut at this time, it just puts a lot more stress on you. And me, like, what I'm trying to do in life is have as least stress as possible.
For sure. That's the standpoint I've taken on. I accepted a long time ago, probably a year ago, that hey, this thing ain't gonna be done right now. So racing ain't going nowhere, you know. The streets ain't going nowhere, you know what I mean?
It's a marathon, dude. Like, if you get caught in the social media of things, you're gonna think like, oh fuck, I haven't built a car. I built a car 2 years ago. I haven't built one. Like, everybody's gonna forget about me. It's like, no, dude, it's not like that, you know?
I'm definitely not even, dude. I'm so happy with the way my setup's coming out, just in general. I'm chilling. Yeah, I'm super chilling.
I feel you, dude. But so how's business, dog? Tell me about it. What's happened since?
So I think the last time I was here,
probably like late August, maybe.
Yeah, last time we were literally just starting the fuel injector cleaning.
Yeah,
and that service that's full blown cracking now.
I think back then you were trying to figure out if you were even going to brand it separately or if it was going to be under veins.
You might have seen now. So now we've
injector clinic, right?
Injector lab.
Injector lab.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And then we pretty much just advertise it, you know, a service provided by Vein Stands.
Yeah,
essentially, just so that we can keep track of like that business, this business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, aside from each other. Not only that, but it's grown enough to do that and put it off onto its own social media, but then comes another social media, you know what I mean? And if I push it, which I'm trying to any way that I have Vein Stands, it's already growing, it's already getting engagement. And so now balancing two Instagrams, man, I give you props for that, especially how many followers you have. I don't have hard. I think we're only at 16 on the Vein and barely getting 1,000 on the Injector Lab. And it's hard, man. People don't realize how much work social media is to run a business and engage people all day long. You know, you literally can't do it. You literally will find yourself losing out on production if you know, at least in my case right now, just because I'm doing both. You know what I mean? But
no, I feel you, and it helps out when I have Alex taking care of orders and stuff. He really lets me take care of, you know, pushing the business forward, answering the questions and things like that.
That's where we're headed, man. We have to. There's no way we can. I can probably last a month or two, you know what I mean, once we get in the shop. But my buddy, we both know it's going to be time to find somebody to either teach, you know, the other stuff that we're doing, the fuel injector cleaning. Another thing is the carbon fiber, man. I think we touched base on that a little bit last time, but not too much. But yeah, man, we're working on an entire line of carbon fiber drag race parts.
Wow.
Dashes, bumpers, side skirts, side moldings. There's a huge line, man, a huge line of parts, but it's a one-man show. You know, we have my pops doing it for us. He's got a lot of experience in composite business. So we were like, yo, like, why have we not hit you up?
Yeah.
This whole time we could have been doing this, you know, over the years, but it's all good. Better late than never. So between the fuel injector cleaning, that's on and flowing now. The carbon fiber we're getting to the end of that right now, like the final product. A lot of people are pressing us, you know what I mean? We've showed pictures and we've posted it.
Is that the dash?
Yeah. We started with the 96 2000 EK dash.
Okay.
And essentially what it boils down to, so we started this about when we had the podcast, just about right there. My dad's been in the automotive, auto body paint, composite, fiberglass business since I've been alive.
Yeah.
So his experience in composite work has been in fiberglass. So he used to build like real boats and shit, like for Eliminator, like the two halves of the boats, and you put them together, 21 foot, a 30 foot, whatever.
Yeah.
Literally building the boat, laying up the molds, seaming it, all that stuff. And weirdly enough, how we got into that, we had an accident. We dropped a ball joint on my partner's car, and it had a 3-piece front end. The bumper fell and hit the ground and ripped the front bumper. This fiberglass, it destroyed the whole front of it. And I told him, I was like, dude, my dad can fix that, no problem. Don't even trip on it. He's, what? I never talked to him about my dad doing composite stuff, and I literally said, yeah, give that to my dad and look like brand new.
Yeah.
And sure enough, we gave it to my dad, right? And we get it back, and it looks brand new again. And it was literally my buddy's idea, like, well, why don't we do carbon fiber? Like, you can make a mold of anything, And
yeah.
It's kind of crazy, man, all the stuff that we've fell into, you know what I mean, since the last time we talked. It's kind of too much. We've had to step back at least once and say, all right, let's do this first. Let's finish this, then get to it. And then it's literally had to be like that probably the last month and a half or so, just because there's the volume of things going on. It got to a point where it's...
Now, what's your motivation to do these other things, the carbon fiber and the injectors?
Streams of income, man. Common sense wise, these engine stands, we love them. People love them. They continue to sell. We continue to provide people with them, but we're not going to retire on those. You know what I mean? There's only so many people in the Honda community. There's only so many types of people that are even going to purchase an item like that. So we've kind of been planning since the start, to offer a few different services, to get into other products. So between the engine stands, then we got the shop cruisers. Those do good.
Yeah.
And then the fuel injector cleaning, the carbon fiber. And then I don't think we dropped any gems last time about it, but we're going to be doing our own powder coating now as well.
No shit.
So that's the newest of the new, because essentially what it boiled down to is we've been using the same powder coater. My buddy Kris at Velocity kills it for us all the time. He's literally watched us grow.
Yeah.
I brought him 2 engine stands to start, and now we're dropping off batches of 20.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So he's seen, the growth and stuff, which is cool. But in the same token, if, you're looking at business wise and what we're spending expense wise for powder coating as a whole, it was definitely worth it for us to look into doing it ourselves. And sure enough, we figured, okay, it's probably going to be more beneficial for our business to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we can do everybody's stuff. So we got to talking, me and my partner, Nick, and he said, well, we have this car. So we have the whole race car, the 25.5 chassis. It's all stripped and sandblasted and all that jazz. And we're like, well, if we're gonna do this, we might as well go big.
Yeah.
So, long story short, man, we just signed some paperwork for a turnkey powder coat equipment system that's got a 10 foot wide, 8 foot high, and 20 feet long.
Golly,
so
bro.
that we can powder coat the entire chassis inside, and be enough to do a big chassis or. We're going to touch in on all that, bro. We're
Frame off, dude.
If off-road guys, you got chassis, you got arms,
Hit up
you
the
got parts.
essays, dude.
Everything. You're restoring your Impala chassis, your whatever, bro. It's
no way.
So powder coating is going to be, we're going to pop up that in Hemet, where we're at. Nobody else is doing it in Hemet.
Bro, how the hell are you going to do all this?
We're gonna have to hire, bro. We're gonna have to hire.
This is 4 businesses in one, dog.
I'm just saying, man. People, it's hard to. Most people would just pop out products, and that's how you're supposed to do it. You know what I mean? And we did that, but then we started thinking like, well, why don't we pop up like another business or another? It's a lot, but me and my buddy, man, Nick, he's got the brain, man. He's way more advanced than I am as far as entrepreneur.
Like forward thinking.
He's already been doing it 5-6 years already straight. He's already learned a bunch of shit. He's already been through things. So this business for him is I don't know. It's the way he talks to me about it, the moves he makes and the things he says, man. Sometimes I'll just sit back and think about it and be like, man, like, it's gonna work. Like, this didn't work.
So was he not in the automotive community?
Who?
Your partner, Nick?
Oh, no, 100%, man. We've been in the shit together the whole time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, he's been into Honda. I want to say he might have even been into it before me.
Gotcha.
Just because some of the people that he went to school with and stuff, he got to meet a couple guys that were building Hondas way back in like 2005, 4, 5, 6, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, he's been right in it, man, the whole time.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're both familiar with the industry, been, following it a long time, and to be a part of it now and doing business and is humbling, man. It's crazy.
So yeah, let's touch on that a little bit. So from seeing it from the outside looking in and now being part of the industry, what are some of the things that you've noticed?
So definitely some of the it's different conversations, you know what I mean? Like some people coming into the business, some people will look at things like, oh, well, I remember it was like this or that, before you're in it. Mm-hmm. So before we were in the industry, we're just buying parts and, messaging or whatever. I feel like the only difference is you just end up knowing more. Mm-hmm. Like, you just end up being in the loop in more things. It's I don't know. It's, you hear more about things. You get involved in things. Obviously the collaborations are awesome. Being in the industry versus if I'm like building a car and someone wants to be a part of it or sponsor it or whatever.
Yeah.
But being in it and then being involved in things, man, it's I don't know. It's hard to sum up the industry being in it now. That's hard. That's a hard question. I don't know why.
Yeah. Has have you connected with people that you never thought that you would even speak with?
Aki's definitely one of them. That's great. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Everybody watched Nice Ones back in the day. You know what I mean? And saw who he was. So being engaging with him and talking with him and business and
he was one of the first ones that was helping you out at the beginning, right?
1 million to the moon and back, man.
Yeah.
He's, and I have no problem saying it, he's responsible for the first big spark that we got, as far as business goes. So he sparked us and we lit it and ran, man. That's hands down, that's definitely one of the guys who pushed us from the beginning, told us, essentially don't think about nobody, just do your thing, drop your product and keep it pushing. Hands down, he's definitely one of them that would have never expected to like be close with, you know what I mean? Like, as far as like dinner or FaceTime or whatever, it's kind of crazy.
Dope, man. Hell yeah.
Those guys, there's been a lot of people, man. The Humble Performance guys, those guys too. I got to meet all them out at the racing, out at the East Coast. But there's a lot of people, man. There's a lot of people.
For SEMA, you did that engine stand.
Oh yeah.
For Jeremy,
dude, so
Dry
crazy,
Cartel.
So crazy, man. The story, dude. People would never even know, and for the people who did know, and there's one leg on the motor that was like crooked to the side, and I'm like, man, that looks bad, man. That's not how we did it. You know what I mean? But long story short, man, there's a big old spiel with that thing. So we ended up having issues. I had an issue with some powder, not with the powder coat, but just time wise. So it started with that. So we were already pressing the envelope like super close to SEMA. It was supposed to ship back and forth to Texas and then to SEMA and to get ready and all this stuff, man. And ended up dropping it off to Jeremy out here. Mm-hmm. We go to put the motor on the stand to ship it, to put it on a crate, and the block's different.
Oh, so, because the billet block.
Yeah. So essentially, we thought it's going to be the same thing. And me and Jeremy even compared the two blocks before we put it on, or before we even did the stand. We said, okay, this block has this block doesn't. This block has this one doesn't. So we were good. So I knew what holes and everything I was going to mount to, how we are going to do it. And we ended up coming up with that coffee table idea, with like a carbon top. And when we went to put the front leg on, I'm like, why isn't this lining up, man? Like, I built it on the stand. I built the motor on the stand. You know what I mean? Like it's what's wrong? And I'm looking at it and I'm like, the block's different. I was like, son of a bitch, man. I was like, it's not going to work. I was like, the block's different. One of the holes that I used to mount was 3/4 of an inch to the left.
Oh,
same hole.
Wow.
Same hole. Same area. It was just 3/4 of an inch to the left, Brian. Thankfully, the way that we make the pegs and the base and the leg like removable, thankfully there was enough play, but it was like crooked, you know what I mean? So a lot of people probably looked at it like, oh, look at this thing crooked or whatever, but nobody even knew the story, like that it really wasn't even supposed to work. Like,
dude, I don't think nobody noticed, bro. When you see
I
that,
noticed. I was just, it was killing me. Bro. It was killing me.
I didn't notice. I just thought it looked sick.
No, it was super sick. That thing came out. That's a lot of bread on that table, bro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was. That's definitely a build. And actually, we're going to be doing a regular stand for that same motor.
Oh, really?
From it belongs to Manny from P2P Turbo Blankets.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a regular stand for it now so that he can put it in his car. It's going in that EK hatchback. I want to say it's a real Type R.
Really?
A black one. Yeah, EK9. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
But yeah, man, that was a great experience too. I didn't unfortunately get to go to SEMA and see that. I was, I think SEMA was like the Tuesday right after World Cup, and I had like a shit flight home, man, like super jacked up. So I didn't get home till like Monday. So
how was World Cup?
World Cup was cool. World Cup was holy shit, man.
That must have been a different experience.
That was to see it on video, that was the biggest thing for me. To see World Cup on video, okay, holy shit, there's a lot of people. But then to be walking with, dude, it took me an hour and a half to walk like the whole, like everything that was going on. World Cup's definitely an addiction, man.
Yeah,
I can already tell I'm gonna be back every year. The racing, it's nonstop. Like it's just nonstop. And whether you like, doesn't matter if you like Hondas or there's some fast shit out there. Like,
yeah, that's why I would want to go, dude. Check out like the muscle cars and stuff.
Dude, some of the like the bikes, the guys that are doing 220 on a bike in 6 seconds, dude. It's like, what? But yeah, man, it's like hard to sit here on the podcast, bro. There's so much shit going on, you know what I mean, to talk about.
Yeah, that's dope, dude. I've never been to World Cup before, but I want to go.
World Cup was definitely, I recommend, just being the first time going myself, I recommend that 1 million. Just for the people in general and racing. There's so much racing. It don't matter if you like bikes, V8s, V6s, 4-bangers, whatever, bro. It's out there.
Yeah, I want to try this year.
It's out there.
It's just always hard because like this past year, 2019, would have been the perfect time to go. Because there was a buffer between World Cup and SEMA.
Yeah,
so you could have went to the whole World Cup.
Yeah,
came back. Yeah, recharged, and then Tuesday morning.
Yeah,
or whatever. You have to go.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
See, I came home Monday. I didn't get home till Monday, like 9:00 at night. I was like, "There's no way I'm going, anywhere as far as SEMA goes, man." But we got a lot of coverage. We got a lot of pictures and stuff from there, man. And then I think it even went to a PRI too, the stand.
It did. Yeah. I remember seeing it out there.
And I think they just got done with the Texas 2K. Also, I think they brought it out there, if I'm not mistaken.
Dude, that's somewhere I've always wanted to go as well.
I want to definitely go out there too, man. That's where all the guys who are building GTRs and Lambos and shit, like their Hondas, like putting $250,000 in upgrades into a Lamborghini that they already bought. It's like shit.
Yeah, they got dough, man.
Yeah, that's different type of racing.
I always watch those on YouTube, those videos. I don't know what channel it is, but some guy's like 1, 2, 3, go. That's like his thing. Yeah,
it's like a trend.
Yeah, so it'll say like CTSV turbo versus Corvette nitrous, so it'll explain what each one has. 1, 2, 3, go! And I'm just like, dude, I was watching it one night and I was like, I want a CTSV.
Dude, those things are sick, dude. Especially the 2-door, the coupe ones,
fuck, dude. Yeah. A lot of people don't like it, dude. Bro, I love it, bro.
Sleeping on those cars, bro.
I love
sleeping on those cars. You can throw a set of headers on the thing, a cam, dude, on E85 and tune it.
Is that simple?
Yeah, that simple, bro.
Really?
That simple, yeah.
I've thought about getting one, dude, because
it's got the LS platform in it.
I just love how they sound, dude. They just sound like fucking.
And then the coupe, so they came out with the wagon first, if you remember that.
Yeah, the wagon,
which was heavy, still smashes, but it was heavier. And then they came out with a 2-door with the same motor, and it's like,
I don't know how people don't like the 2-door. That shit's sick, dude. The 4-door's tight, too.
I think that's just one of those cars on the market that's slept on, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Even though they're older, it's still...
Definitely get that shit. Put some Belix on it, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Some MHs, bro.
Yeah. It's an issue, a street car for sure. I've seen a couple of them out at the street over there by us that they street race on. None of them have been slow.
Yeah.
It's like none of them. Especially they slick them down, or even just a radial on them. They're super fast.
Yeah, on that YouTube channel, I would just see it, just CTSV on nitrous. And that shit is gone.
Issue. You can put like 150, 200 shot on those things, dude, and be... Yeah, V8s. I don't hate on V8s, man, at all. V8s are you just can't. There's a fine line between import front wheel drive and V8s, man. There's a line where like you can mess with them, but then there's a line where it's like, yeah, no way, you're not touching that.
Yeah, I haven't watched it for a long time, but the other night I was watching Street Outlaws.
Yeah.
Ashley and I were watching Street Outlaws, and it was the one in Memphis.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't even know what's going on with Street Outlaws,
yeah.
if they even have the other one, or if they're still two different shows, or what.
Dude, I haven't been following it. All I know is that they came out to our street and filmed on our street.
Oh, really?
And out there in the IE, yeah.
Did you watch the episode?
We tried to pull up.
Yeah.
We went out, 'cause it's literally in our backyard. It's literally 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
And we knew it was there, and we pulled up, and my buddy Nick, he like said something to the cop. We took his helmet, bro. We had his helmet from the garage. And he was going to act like we were giving the helmet. We knew somebody racing and we needed to give him his helmet.
Yeah.
And they let us in. The cops let us in.
No way.
Yeah. So we got in there, and then we were sitting there, and then they had you fill out a waiver. You know what I mean? And then it asks you what crew. I was like, fuck.
Edelbrock.
Yeah. I was like, we're burnt. And he was like, yeah, no, this is invite only, this and that. And come to find out, there was people there that I actually like knew or, have talked to on Instagram. I could have stayed, like if I would have got in contact with them, but it was all good. But that was a cool thing I think even Big Chief even posted that it's one of the best streets that he's ever raced on his whole life.
Really? Yeah, so it was the Oklahoma guys.
Yeah. They all came out here, and I think every time they come out here, they wax everybody, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, man. I was watching that one, and
they're fast,
the cars that they have,
it's different, bro.
It's a different world, bro. Yeah, there's no way that anything could compete with those.
You're talking like 0.998, like 60 foots, bro. Like, the car's going from 0 miles an hour to 60 feet in less than 1 second.
Yeah.
Like,
I was watching it, and
that's insane.
Speaking of Aki, I ended up seeing like the Keep Gunning hat, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah,
on this episode.
Oh yeah, no, that's Trap.
And then then I was like, wait, what the fuck? That's Trap.
Yeah, that's Trap and Mac from Command from the shop, Houston. His homies, GTR homies, dude. Those things are the same amount of ridiculous.
That like cream GTR,
super sick.
It was sick, man.
Those guys killed.
Yeah, that shit surprised me, dude. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, and they hung with them, dude. But see, that's where the V8s, the domestic, the tube chassis, their back half car, whatever you want to call them. You saw if you watch it versus Mac versus the GTR, there's just a difference, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's not in necessarily the car being that much faster. It's the way it works, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
It just leaves different.
They got to add pool.
Yeah, the tires that are on those V8s, dude, are they work. Because
with the GTR, I'm pretty sure it's a lot more universal.
Yeah.
Where you could just be like, okay, well, let's just pump it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But with these cars, it's way more technical.
Yeah.
Because they don't have...
And those guys got bred in those cars, too.
Yeah.
Dude, $250,000, you know what I mean, into a full-blown, NHRA car like that, dude. Those guys, they're about racing.
Have you ever driven a GTR before?
I have not.
Me neither.
I want to say I've never even been in one.
Really?
I can't.
I think I've been in one. I have been in one. I know that for sure. My buddy
I haven't been
Ronnie out here has a company called RD Engineering.
Oh, yeah. He's over here building the gangsters.
Yeah,
Josh is that orange one, dude.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one over there. I'll talk to Ronnie, and he's like, oh, yeah, I just sent a set or turbo set or whatever to somebody in Dubai. I'm like, what the fuck? That's sick. He's killing it.
Yeah, that.
Shout out to him, man.
Yeah, I think his... one of his pride and joys is that orange GTR, dude. That thing is serious.
Yeah, the shop's like 10 minutes from here, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he took me on a ride in his GTR. I think it was stock or just like maybe 600 or something like that.
Still
it
fast,
was dope,
though,
but I would want to spend a little time with it. You know,
for sure.
drive it myself, figure the car out, shake it out, and see how it feels.
You want to know a funny story, dude?
Yeah.
Back in when was it? I wasn't actually there, but everybody heard about it. You know what I mean? My buddy was there. Sheepy and Charlie were out at the street races with that red GTR that they first one Sheepy ever got, I think, was a red one.
Okay.
And they were like kind of tipsy, talking shit. You know what I mean? Out there, we'll fucking race anybody. We don't care if any Honda, anybody, whatever. And I think the GTR was just like a stock on E85 or something like that. And my homie was out there, and they had an EG that made like 600-700 horsepower, right? And she was, I don't give a shit. We'll give you 2 in the go.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Broke it off so bad, dude. Fuck that GTR.
I bet, dude. What the hell? You can't be doing that.
It was funny, bro. But yeah, that's I can't say that I ever been in a GTR. I've seen a shitload of them, but personally, never been in one.
Yeah, that's the thing that kind of jades me is that going to all these shows and stuff, you see GTRs like nothing.
I've been seeing a lot of them lately, man.
It loses its luster, you know, but then you see one in the wild and you're like, shit, there's a GTR. You can see them,
they're dropping price too. That's why you can get one for like 40 now, I think, with 60,000 miles or something.
2009.
Yeah.
I was looking them up. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the older
40,
ones.
50.
Yeah.
And I think the only issue with those was the transmission, if I'm not mistaken. There was some downfall from one generation to the next that they upgraded something with. But
there's definitely a lot of them. Yeah, that's another thing about the scene. You're starting to see a lot of cars that aren't typically drag racing cars, like, or made for that, essentially. You know what I mean? The GTRs in general, like, you're starting to see a lot of RSXs and SIs and shit, like, being made into race cars.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's going to be a new wave, man. I think it's going to be that's going to be the new EG, EK.
Yeah, I mean, it's natural because, you know, the RSX is the new Integra and the prices are just going down on them. And that's an amazing
I don't think
chassis.
The new Civics, like wherever direction they're headed, I don't think they're ever going to be a drag race platform.
More a rally sport.
Yeah, like a road race circuit, you know what I mean? Yeah. But, yeah, it's definitely cool, man.
Have you ever had an RSX?
I have. I had a 06. Can't even buy. Dude, I traded that thing straight across for a 04 EM2.
Really?
Straight across. Bone stock EM2. I had it. I wanted to sell it and get something else. I actually had my eyes on an Evo back then. I was like, fuck, I want an Evo 8 or 9. And I was looking, and I was on Craigslist, and I saw a post for RSX. It said 06 Type S. It's got a check engine light. Needs a clutch.
Yeah.
And he wanted like 6,200 or something. Only 87,000 miles on it.
Shit, that's brand new.
Yeah. And it looked clean in the pictures, right? And it's like, he's like 6,200 or 6,400 or trade for 04 4-door or newer. I was like, I got an 04 4-door right here, clean as shit.
Yeah.
Super clean, like low miles, mint. Like the person had a fucking steering wheel cover, dash mat, floor mat, seat cover, like everything was brand new. And I hit him up. He's like, yeah, come out, we'll meet. He's over there in Orange County. So I drove out there, meet him. I'm like, damn, this RSX is clean, you know what I mean? And I brought like $2,500 cash with me, you know, thinking that for sure.
Put some on top.
Yeah, I was like, and I got no problem with that, you know, I'm down. This thing's sick. And I drove it, and I was like, okay, it needs a clutch. The clutch is fried, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, so that means he's been fucking ripping on it, beating it down, you know, whatever. K-series are tough, though. And then the check engine light, and I was like, what's the check engine light for? And he said, the cam sensor. I was like, cam sensor? I was like, well, usually the only codes that those throw. I had an issue back in the day that jumped timing. The tensioner broke, and it jumped timing, and then it throws a cam sensor code, which puts it in limp mode. So that's what it was in.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fuck.
So it was in limp mode at this time.
Yeah, so it didn't run how it was supposed to. I drove it, and it was all smooth and everything, but it didn't run how it was supposed to. And so I get back, and I'm sitting there, and he has the title and everything, and I have my title and all that. And he looks at me. He drives my 4-door. He's like, well, man. He's like, if you're down, I'm down. He's like, I'll take this thing. I I was like, yeah, I'm down, dude.
Yeah.
Bro, straight across. Pink for pink.
No shit.
Pink.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So
that's a hookup.
I took the car. I already knew what was wrong. I knew how to fix it myself. I fucking got a timing. I got all new timing chain, component, tensioner, guides, all that shit. Mine as well.
Yeah.
And I put a clutch in it, dude. Smashing, fucking ripping, dude. 87,000 miles.
Type S?
Yeah, super clean, dude. A silver one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I enjoyed that for a few years, and then I ended up doing something. I fucked my clutch up or something like that. So I took it all apart. And I was supposed to be replacing my clutch, and now I have the orange valve cover motor. So changing the clutch turned into an entire.
So you still have the car?
No. I got rid of it. I sold it. But yeah, a clutch job turned into like what I'm doing
like
now.
that
Yeah,
sometimes,
dude.
bro.
I believe it. Now when people say that, now I can relate. Like, holy shit, man! Like, I'm supposed to be changing a clutch, and here I am fucking. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I used to have a white one. It was like a 04, I think, and I did the whole interior. I changed all the panels out and the dash and everything to black.
That's clean. Then, yeah, because it came tan on the white.
Yeah, but the black and white, fucking clean.
Crispy, you don't even see that too much. People don't do that.
Yeah.
I think, what was the other one that was a freaking boner killer? The red RSX, super rare. And it only came with tan interior.
Oh, really?
I was always thinking like, damn, somebody puts black or some Type R interior in that red car, dude. It'd be sick.
Yeah, I hit up Steve at HMO, and I was like, yo, Steve, I need a whole black interior for this.
Yeah, for sure.
He got me everything I needed, dude. I love that fucking car. I had a system in it. I had a K-Tune suspension on it.
No joke. The
so
RSX
sick.
was probably one of the most dope, like, OEM factory interiors. You know what I mean? I like how you sit low. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
You sit like low, and the center console is like higher, so you're not down. You're you're up. So it's, I don't know, the feel of that car, and then the steering wheel being kind of small. It's got a dope cluster.
It's a cool car.
Yeah,
I love
that
it
car.
for sure.
I love that car.
I really wanted to do like a full engine bay tuck and everything on it, but it just never happened at that time. I would love to do something in the future though.
Yeah, no, for
I
sure.
love that chassis.
I'm circling all the way back around, bro. When I'm where I'm need to be, you know what I mean, as far as business and everything's, like I said, flowing how it is, then I'll circle back around and start playing.
I'm still waiting to do that circle back.
Dude, hey,
10 years later.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's God, it's so much, like I said, so much time.
Yeah, it is.
It takes so much time to build shit, to make things work. We talked about carbon fiber, and we've been doing it for almost how long has it been? August, September. Yeah. And it's, we're just barely getting like a final product that is ready to sell. This carbon fiber stuff, man, it's not easy. And there's a reason why you haven't seen the market with dashes all over it. I don't even personally feel like Cybon or VIS are capable of making these OEM style dashes.
Why is that?
I just think the expertise, it's just a different, dude, the all the radiuses and curves and returns and the carbon the vacuum bagging and, making sure the resin's flowing right. And dude, I don't know, it's hard shit. It's probably one of the most frustrating things that we've probably worked on.
Yeah.
Just because it's, oh yeah, we got it, and then boom, fucking flawless. It's like, God damn it, like, why is that happening? We went through a couple dashes, ruined a couple, but essentially, dude, my dad has all this experience in, like I was saying, in the composite, in fiberglass, 30 years, can make anything, mold anything, whatever. But so literally from August to now, my dad has completely learned the carbon fiber and vacuum bagging infusion.
Got you.
Like in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
So from 6 months to never doing carbon fiber, essentially, he's done a couple things, but not vacuum bagging. To now, we have a dash. We have a few dashes already. So that's one of the more frustrating things for me, just personally, just because I'm keeping tabs on, what my dad's doing and stuff. And it's stressful. We're invested a lot, like in that, and we're just barely getting ready to sell them, to try to get some of that back, but it was a big investment. It still is an investment. We're still investing in that.
Have things slowed down for the engine stands?
No. So that's another thing that that some people will ask that. And it's, I literally just don't post them like I used to. Like, so we started and I'll just blast every single stand I did, every color, it's just to the point now where there's so much going on. Like I have 30 engine stands on the table right now.
So,
and I just, if trying to switch up the content, like circulate it, I guess you can say.
So if your idea at the beginning was, let's get these engine stands out, but let's do something else because these aren't sustainable.
That's exactly the standpoint. But it's still sustainable.
Yeah, no. Then
I just don't think longevity wise. It may last a couple years. I'm still surprised. So what we're finding, which is kind of weird. So we first said, oh, there's been engine stands made in the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, right? So we put our spin on them and dropped ours.
Yeah.
We were always saying, well, dang, with our idea and how we made them and what we incorporated in them.
Yeah.
We're surprised that nobody else has done it yet. Like some big company, oh, we got these two or whatever. And now, really weird, like in the last month and a half, we've seen people who tried to make them back last year. So like literally 2 months after we dropped ours, some guy like tried to make the same thing. And like I never heard about it or never saw it or nothing. So there has been people who have tried to do it, but I feel like, dude, we're going too hard, dude. You got to try harder. Like we're going too hard. We're pushing it too hard, bro. Like,
yeah, I feel you. Your homies are probably going to be the next ones to copy your stands.
Yeah, and that's we're 1,000,000% comfortable now.
I think
the engine stands could stop selling right now. You know what I mean? And the podcast, and that's why we've prepared. It's always smart to prepare, and we've been preparing since last summer. You know what I mean?
I think that the niche that you guys are in, the product that you have, and the brand that you've built, I think it's going to go as far as you want it to go. It's going to be as sustainable as you want. I
want to say we are literally in control of the sales because right now, most people don't notice. I notice just because it's me, but we've been kind of quiet. Like I haven't been posting and blasting shit as much as we normally do. And when we do that, it does slow down, right? So it kind of gives me a chance to catch up and get some other things done. But then it's like, I can literally just blast it again and hey, and it just starts up again. So it's like almost like we're in control of the sales of them. This is twice now. So right now we've been quiet on the low, with the stands and stuff. Yeah. And I've been catching up, like I said, and doing a lot of other stuff. And now it's like going to be another test for us. Like I'm going to start pushing the shit out of them, and it's like, then the wave comes again. Boom. So
now, you don't think focusing on all these other aspects of things that the businesses that you want to do is going to slow down the growth, rather than if you just put all your time and attention into the engine stands?
Right now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get so far ahead on engine stands. So right now I'm just making engine stands insane, right? Even if we don't have that same amount of orders, I'm just making a shitload of engine stands to have stock. It's gonna be the first time in a year that I've actually had these things like in stock ready to ship. So we figured we're going to be moving into the shop.
Yeah.
The shop, no matter what, is April 1st we get keys. The contractor's in there right now working, and they all agreed that if they finish early that we can move in early, whether it's March 1st, whatever. So my buddy being as busy as he is, there's no way that his world's going to stop so that he can just be with me and move all into the shop every day until it's done. So we're like, well, we need to be ahead. We need to get ahead on the engine stands and chairs and the shop cruisers, so that when it comes time to move, we don't have to be working on that at the same time of trying to set up in the shop, because there's going to be a lot of shit going on. We got like I was saying, the powder coating equipment coming. We bought 2 car lifts. Those also been chilling. So we'll have 2 car lifts to do. And then we're going to set up the injector stuff to be essentially mimicking a laboratory, kind of make a cool as shit like room.
Yeah.
That mimics like a laboratory.
Are you gonna wear a coat?
All that.
Hell
shit,
yeah.
Dude, all that.
Beakers, bro. Just have beakers.
All that, dude. Play the part. Injector lab, dude. I can't. I'm excited for that.
I love that. That's cool.
I'm definitely excited just to have like an injector room. That's all that's going on in there. And somebody's in there, and that's all they do.
Just have a window.
That you know how they have the lab windows. Dude?
I want a window right here, dude.
Those big ones with like the cross mesh X shit in the middle.
So people could just be looking in while we're potting. Hey, what's up?
That's kind of the.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So the way they're building out our shop, if we want to get into that right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
So it's been like a process. So we actually inquired and put in a letter of intent to this building before we even did the last pod.
Mm-hmm.
And we sent the letter of intent. Hey, we're so-and-so. We'd like to lease this building for 5 years. And this is what we'd like to pay. It got to somebody. They got back to us. They sent us some like informal or informal lease or something back. There was just a couple pieces of paper. We signed everything and sent it back. And like a month went by, another month went by. It's like getting to the end of here come the holidays, right? Thanksgiving or Halloween, Thanksgiving, it's all coming up. And me and my buddy were like, what the hell are these guys doing? You know what I mean? Like, do they want to lease it out or not? So it literally came down to, I think, December, dude, like somewhere around Christmas, I want to say. And my partner, Nick, hit him up and finally was like, hey, what's going on? Like, what are you guys doing? Like, are we doing this or are we not? If not, we're out. We're going to go somewhere else, like now. And after the new year hit, all of a sudden, everything, bing, 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 signed, sealed, delivered, boom, 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 done, April 1st. We were kind of like, what was that about? You know what I mean? Like, we just waited 3-4 months, like, with no communication, essentially, other than a few emails back and forth. Hey, we're working on it. Hey, we're working on it.
Yeah.
And then the new year hits and boom, everything's done, signed, sealed, And we kind of took it as it made sense that business owner probably used that 10,000 square foot building that we're moving into, like just the building itself, as a tax write-off for his other business because he owns, it's a collision center. So he owns our building next to his. So we figured out he probably used it as a write-off for 2019. Now, boom, 2020 hit and let's get somebody in there. Yeah. So anyway, everything got signed, everything got good, and they still needed to build it out. So there was no partition wall separating the units that are available. There's no bathrooms. There's no offices. There's no front rooms. There's nothing. It's just a 10,000 square foot building with nothing inside, right?
10,000?
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, not just for us.
Oh.
The whole building
got you. Okay,
itself.
got you.
Yeah. No, that'll be like by the third or fourth podcast we do.
Yeah, all right.
But yeah, so 10,000 square foot building. We snatched up the very corner unit, which is super ideal, which is another reason why we waited it out and just stayed patient. It's a brand new building. It's a concrete tilt-up building. It is got parking, or it has parking all the way around the corner. So us being on the corner, we have like a big L shape of parking.
Oh, very cool.
Super sick. We kind of, thought about that too. If we have a grand opening or something, people pull up. So we got the corner spot. Our actual spot on our lease right now is like 2,300 square feet. It's got a front display showroom, where customers will walk in. And on our lease, the next spot, right? So the next unit that's available is in our lease as a right to refusal. So essentially, we move into our spot, we're jamming. If someone else comes in and says we want to lease the spot next to us, the owners will come to us first and say, hey, do you guys want this spot? Because so-and-so wants it. So they'll come to us first to ask us if we want it.
Just in case you want to expand?
Yeah, because we're I don't know, we're still playing it by ear, dude, but we might, depending on how the next 30 days go, we might get the second spot right off the bat.
Wow.
We already, between the powder coating equipment, you can imagine the oven is 20 feet long and 10 feet wide. Whoa. So that's eating up. We need a spray booth to do the powder coating. that's going to eat up. We got 2 car lifts to inject, you know what I mean? Like 2,200 square feet is gone already. It's for sure already gone. So depending on how it goes, man, we'll probably end up having those 2 spots. So right shy of 5,000 square feet. And now it's just a waiting game, man. They're building it out right now. They're almost finished with our side. So they got all the walls up, all the framing up. It's all metal studs. They got all the walls separating everything. And they got one side of the drywall up, which I'm assuming just based on my construction experience in the past that they're doing inspections, like or going to start doing electrical and inspections and stuff. So I'm hoping, man, I'm really hoping in the next like 30 days, we're able to, if we can get in there a week early, I'm happy, It's the shop, man, that's going to be the banger, dude. That's going to be where we turn it all the way up, man. And yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm trying to mentally prepare for that. It's surreal, bro. The cliche story. Yeah. Lost a job, quit a job, started this a year later from garage to shop. It's still trying to fathom. Yeah. It's kind of fast. Some people have even said, yo, like, you guys need to kick back. And it's like, fuck it. We're all in.
I mean, as long as you can handle it, you always got to keep like your mental health.
That is well. So there's been a few times, man. That's another thing. Probably talk about that is the mentality, the motivation that you have to keep, man. There's been a few times where I've struggled, and my homies had to be like, "Yo, like, what the fuck are you doing? Mm-hmm. Like, we're not getting nothing done," because my mind is so off track and thinking about other shit that's not important at the moment that I'm not producing. I'm not doing as much as I know I could do. And my buddy, Nick, he's the first one to, say like, yo, what's going on? Like, what the fuck? We need to get to it. So the mentality, there's been a few times where the motivation has been not hard for me to find, but hard for me to figure out how to use it. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people think it's all peaches and cream. Yeah. They have no idea, bro. To this day, I have not had a paycheck, bro. It's like a regular, pay stub since September of 2018. And it's not easy. Not easy balancing that. I don't do, everything that I want to do, and that's a given. You know what I mean? When you can't, you don't, just the motivation to keep grinding the same way we started through the tough times where it's like, yo, like, fuck, this is hard. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. Like, this is, and it's all, that's the whole uncomfort thing everybody talks about, man. I was completely out of a comfort zone. I didn't have a regular job. You know what I mean? Like, shit's all brand new to me, like everything. Like, yo, like, I got to wake up and go work, right? Go in the garage. But like, it's still different than like, shit, I got to be at work by 5:00 on the dot. You know what I mean? Clock in, and it's more lenient, but at the same time, man, it's, mentally, I'll say hands down, it's been the most mentally like challenging thing that I've ever done. Just trying to run the business and learn business in the same time, that's why I thank God for my buddy Nick, man. He's the one with the business brain, so he's made everything like flow the way it's supposed to, and then I've just done the work, you know what I mean? Like, it's his brains. It's, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here with you, to be honest. In reality, dude, it's he's enabled me to pursue entrepreneurship. Like, it's crazy to think that it's already been this long, man. I can't even explain how grateful and humbling it is to even be given that opportunity. He didn't have to do this. He's got so much other shit going on, bro. This is like, he didn't have to do this, and to give me the opportunity to do something like this is super crazy, man. How does
your family feel about
man, that's another hard thing. So I don't have a lot of family, right? Like, so I have my mom and my stepdad and my dad. My stepdad's been in my life since I was 7, so essentially the relationship's real strong with him, and less with my real dad. my real dad is like all for it. You know, he don't give a shit. Yeah, hell yeah. You know, my son's doing this, doing that, whatever. It's cool to him. And my stepdad and my mom are still like old fashioned, like, you know, 9 to 5. Like my mom's about to retire. She's worked for O'Reilly for 20 years. Like she's been in corporate for a few years now, and she's ready to, you know, retire. Same thing with my stepdad, and they don't support it. They don't support it. At least not how I would have thought. You know what I mean? And honestly, I don't care.
Yeah.
This shit's a train, dude. I don't care if my mom, my dad, whoever, it doesn't matter. I'm going forward. I'm going to keep doing this shit. There's no stopping, you know, nothing's going to stop me. There's not going to be any business in this industry or any person in this industry or outside of the industry that's going to stop me or what we're doing whatsoever. But that's definitely that's a big challenge, is support. My buddy Nick, obviously he supports it 1,000,000%. Like he's the one who's brought me back up, you know, the times that I get down and I'm like, fuck man, it's just hard, dude. Like it's hard. Other than him, man, I got my own, me, myself and I, as far as support goes, dude, for, to do what I do. It's, every time I saw my mom, it was always like, you know, what are you doing? Like, what are you still doing? And it's
really
stressing me, dude. It's like, really? Like, let me figure it out.
Okay, everybody, we're going to take a quick break for our sponsors, and we'll be back in 1 minute. Yo, what's up, fool? Make sure you check out Downstar for all of your dress-up needs. Get it poppin' over here. We have all the kits for the K-Series, the B-Series, the transmission, the mounts, the engine, the Toro, baby. We have the hardware for the seats, for the stereo. We got it for the speakers. We got it for the lug nuts. We got it for the air valves. We got it for everything, dog. So you make sure you hit us up at downstarinc.com or you call us up, fool. You can even text us, lame, 818-937-3472. Just shoot us a text and tell us what's up, dog. I need some fucking balls in this bitch. Hit us up, downstarinc.com. Hey, and if you got an Instagram, slide in our fucking DM at Downstar. Wait, hit up the homie, Frank_Downstar. He's the one that takes care of all the DMs. Hit that level up and shoot him a message, and he'll get you all taken care of real nicely. It's just a lot of older generation.
No, that's exactly what it is. I can't. That's a big frustration for me. You know, we're not some big $1 million company. I don't have 20 years of entrepreneurship experience. I can't, like I always say, I can't speak on it too much other than what I've experienced so far and done. And that's the biggest thing, man, is nobody, they don't support if they don't understand. So like my mom can't fathom like what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Like she doesn't understand like, yo, powder coating is popping. Like nobody's doing it. This shit's going to jump. You know, she doesn't understand. She doesn't know that, so she doesn't understand it. The engine stands and shit. She just thinks I'm still fucking with Hondas, like I was fucking 18-year-old. Yeah, you're still fucking. You know what I mean? Like she don't support the Hondas like at all. Like but at this current time, dude, like I said, I don't care. It doesn't matter if it's family or friends. Like. I think a super dope thing that Waka Flocka posted, he said there's no room for unsupportive family or friends in 2020, dude. There's no more real statement than that.
Dude, that's where I'm at, bro. It's like if you don't support me, bro, I don't wish bad on anybody. Yeah. Anybody out there, I don't wish bad on them. But I'm on my own path. This is my path. This is my life. This is where my life is going. Either you're on the train or you're not on the train. If you are, fuck it, let's get it.
If you're in the front of the train, you're gonna get out of the way.
If you're not on the train, it's all good, bro. I got love for you, but I'll see you next time I pass through. Yeah, that's it. Like friends, family, anything like that. It's if you're not gonna support me, if you don't support this vision, it's all good, you know, because I don't need that support. I have me. Yeah. And that's what I need because that's what keeps it going.
There's so many challenges. Like there's so many challenges in it, dude. There's endless challenges. Yeah. Whether they be mental, physically wise, it's just work. You know what I mean? Like just work is work, physically wise, but mentally, dude, that's like the biggest thing, you know. And then in the midst of all that, you know, like I think even before I was saying, I don't really have or have kept in touch with a lot of acquaintances or friends or whatever you want to call them over the years, even from high school. You know what I mean? And there's been one cat, you know, my homie Eric, that I was with high school, and he was helping me. So me and my partner like brought him in to help us, and he was helping us for a cool minute, man. And then all of a sudden, dude, he's off on heroin.
No way.
I'm like, what the fuck just happened, dude? Like, really? Boom. So he had an issue with this years ago, right? And got all clean and straight and never looked back. And now, like, he's fucking gone again. Like,
no
off
way.
on, and I know when he does, because he don't hit me up and he just disappears, you know? And he even straight up told us this time. So having him help me with like a new business, like this is something new that I'm doing. I'm trying, you know what I mean? And then him coming in, him being around, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, yo, I'm not coming anymore. I'm fucking sick. I need to get clean. I'm like, dude, what the fuck just happened, dude? Like, so that's like another thing, bro. As much as you want to say, oh, I don't care. That's like my homie of 15 years, you know? So
yeah,
it's always hard now. I've grown my heart to give it tough love, you know, because I don't support that kind of shit, and nobody can help him except himself.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to put my business and my homie's business and money into any situation that's going to, you know, ruin something or hinder something. So yeah. That's a whole nother thing, dude. Like, just challenges throughout the process. It could be with your homies, it could be with your family, it could be anybody.
Yeah,
dude.
As long as you have the right intentions and you're trying to do right, that's all that matters.
Honestly, man, I literally I don't want to sound like an asshole. I don't even want nothing to do with like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, everybody says circle, and you have that circle of people that you associate with, whether it be in the industry or what. But I'm cool with that. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to have 10 million people that aren't trying to grow me or push me or, like, why don't you do this or do that, or, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's the biggest thing. Every time me and my homie talk, it's always something to grow Vane Engine Stands, dude.
Yeah.
Or grow, we can do this, we can do that. Like, always. That's all we talk about. Like, we talk about cars and business, and that is literally pretty much it.
Yeah, so then when you hang out with somebody who's talking about bullshit, you're like, what the fuck am I doing here?
You notice it, and check this out. Now I notice and I think about it when I'm talking to somebody else and not my homie.
Yeah.
I'll notice it, and he'll say something. He'll be like, how is that what you're talking about making you guys any money?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll fucking sit there and think about it. Like, nothing.
Yeah.
Like, worth the shit. That like at that time I could be doing something else or talking about something else or whatever. But now I find myself even thinking about it. Like, if you just apply like motivation and something, even talking to somebody or all the time, dude, shit starts happening. Like, we talked about these engine stands. We talked about a chair, like, for the garage. We talked about doing fuel injectors. Like, we talked about doing carbon fiber.
And now
talked about powder coating.
All
like,
coming to life.
Now all these seeds, and we've been watering them. Now they're sprouting, and hopefully hope for the best, man. I don't see it. I'm 1,000,000% confident. I'm not stressing that.
Good, man. Hell yeah.
Ready. I'm ready to swing, dude. I'm anxious. It's been what feels like a short road because it went so fast. It feels like such a long road at the same time because of, just the I'm out of my zone. I don't have a regular job. You know what I mean? It's still hits me like that a year later. Like, like, I can go get my daughters if I need to.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? If emergency, or if I need to stay at home with them, or whatever the case, you have that ability. You're not gonna call your work. Hey, I'll be in over there in like a couple hours. I gotta watch my daughters. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. But at the same time, I still respect the privilege that I have to be able to do that.
Yeah, no, definitely, man.
And I always, no matter what, and I know my homie will see it or he knows it, is like, if I miss, or if I have to miss a half a day, or if I have to miss something, or if I don't get as much done as I was supposed to or something, no matter what, I always try to compensate somewhere, somehow. The next day be late, the next day do more, the next day, some way, shape, or form, try to compensate for what we may have lost or, whatever happened. So
yeah, I could imagine going back to a day job, dude. I would be a terrible employee.
I told myself I will do everything in my will, dude, to never have to again. It's so crazy you working. So like I said, this is September 18 was when I didn't have a regular job anymore. Yeah. So it's only been since then to now that I haven't, woke up and gone to a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And like I said, it still hits me like, like this is something. And the biggest thing too is I see a lot of the same people I used to work with still out there, like,
yeah.
And it's like, fuck, dude, like, I'm so glad I'm not doing that.
Yeah, like, it's crazy.
I almost look at it more like a privilege and a blessing more than it is like, oh, I'm badass. I don't got a 9 to 5. It's more like, I'm thankful that I was even given the opportunity to pursue something like this.
Well, it's just about like you said, planting seeds, watering them. Yeah. Time doesn't wait for nobody, bro. If you want to do something, you should start on it today, because
that's my biggest struggle, bro. That's my biggest struggle, and I will vouch for this. Hands down, all day long, all year long, is that you are a reflection of the people around you, or what you get into from what your people around you. For all these years, all I did was I won't say all I did, but I busted my ass, in the construction industry. I made decent money, but all in that, I probably will say, going from that to this, and then seeing this people that are still in that, it gives you a different perspective of like how to make a living. Mm-hmm. Like it, I don't know. It's the bigger picture is what I always have to refer back to. I sometimes, and there's been a few times that I've been stuck in now, like right now, like, fuck, this is hard. Like I don't have a steady income. I can't do what I want to do. The biggest thing, man, and the biggest thing that made me realize, and it made me stronger mentally, is like, for instance, like my daughters. So like I got them a bunch of, I have money to do what I need to do, but my daughters were asking for stuff, and I'm just like I can't do it right now. So when you get that feeling as a dad, like, I'll never forget that. And so how hard I work and what I'm doing, like, I'm working towards never having to be in that position again. Yeah. Like, to tell my kids no, or not right now, or later, that was like the biggest, like, heart-wrenching reality of what I'm doing. Is like, I can't just go do whatever I want whenever I want with my daughters, and that's right now, that's a pretty big motivation.
Yeah, definitely, man.
People don't see that, though. They see, oh, I mean, it's just popping. It's cracking. It's like, dude, there's so much personality and situations and emotions behind the fucking business, dude. It's crazy, man.
I guess if you've never been down that path, there's no way for you to even understand it or comprehend it.
Yeah.
And too, about like not having a day job or whatever, I think people really don't understand what a job is and what the purpose of a job is. Black and white, it's just to make money.
Yeah,
you need money to survive, to buy food, to pay rent or whatever.
Anything.
That money can come from wherever.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to come from the specific job that you're in your city, that you chose to do that job, where there's hundreds of thousands of jobs out.
Let me ask you a question now.
Yeah.
So this is something that I don't know how to perceive people's reactions to. Mm-hmm. When you talk about, you see these guys on social media, right?
Yeah.
And they say, or the little memes or whatever they make, oh, here's Joe Blow. He's an entrepreneur. He's making this much. He fucking retires at 41.
Yeah.
And still making money when he's retired. Here's Annie Joe, and she worked 40 years for Amtrak trains and lives off of $1,200 pension a month, but is surviving.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, well, she worked her whole life and now retire. So you work your whole life just to live life for like 10 years when you're older.
Yeah.
I feel like when I've said things like that, dude, to certain people, and absolutely not in a disrespectful way whatsoever, and I'll say, I'm trying to like, and as my buddy Nick always says, he's like, I'm trying to be on a yacht when I'm 45.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be working. Like, I don't want to be. You're always going to be working.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur, emails, tabs, you got work to do, phone call, whatever the type of work, you're still working. But I feel like there's some people who take like that as disrespect and it is the older generation. What do you think about saying that to people, what you do, like versus someone who's working for the city for 20 years, right? And they're going to get a little fixed income when they're done. It's like, I don't look at that the same anymore, reading like certain books and things on entrepreneurship and online, and I don't like that makes sense to me. Like, why we're gonna work from when we're 18 to we're 55, whatever the retirement age is, you know what I mean, for some company, and then
it's hard to break like the old way of thinking. Yeah. Even if you're from the older generation, newer generation, what have you, you have your influences, whether your parents, they went to college, got a good career, and then they're retiring at 65 or whatever. Yeah. If that's all you've seen growing up, okay, that's what I'm going to do. But like I said, a job is a means to get currency. Yeah. That's all it is.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what
it doesn't matter what it is. You're just trying to get currency because that gives you freedom. Yeah. So when you have money and you can pay all your bills and not worry about it, that's freedom. Mm-hmm. So these people would want to take this route, which is already paved. Mm-hmm. It already makes sense. A, B, C. Yeah. I go to school. Then I go to college, and then I go to this job, and then at 65, I'm going to retire. Yep. And then from there, I don't have to ever do anything again. Okay. That's cool. Yeah. But the path that I'm on is I've been doing whatever the fuck I wanted to do since I was 25.
Exactly. See, and that's the life that I'm talking about, that people almost take a disrespect to because they didn't do it.
Yeah, and it's just the mentality that I have, I didn't get it from anywhere. Right. That's where I feel like I got quote unquote lucky. Yeah. I didn't have anybody that showed me that example. But from now on, you think anybody that I have a close interaction with is not going to see what we do and think like, oh, well, there's that option too. There's that option where I could just hustle and get wherever I want,
Seeing that, and if you're an entrepreneur, and you can see it in the older, some of the older generation, the guys who pop up on Instagram with money, you know what I mean, whatever, they're still working. Yeah. And they don't show how much they're working.
They're probably working more than they did when they were younger.
Yeah. But it's just you're on your time, you're in your own environment. You could be working in the fucking Bahamas with your feet in the sand. You know what I mean?
Well, this is my thing.
Different.
What brings me happiness and what brings me pleasure is not money. Yeah. It's creating. So when I'm able to sit down and create something, whether it's sit down and draw a picture or like last night, I was in the garage and I found one of my old WWF magazines from 2000 or from 96, right? Shit. So I said, dude, this would be so funny if I just put the magazine down, recorded it, and flip through each page. Yeah. Slow down where people, if they want to pause it, they could read it. Look at it. And then I was just like, okay, cool, that's going to be funny. But then I was like, dude, I know how to fucking edit. Yeah. Why don't I just like put some music over it and then put text? So I released that video last night and I just uploaded it to my YouTube channel. So it's like 4 minutes just going through this magazine. Yes. And I'm just like, why not? That's what the fuck I want to do. I just want to like create things that'll live on.
I think that's another thing that for sure enjoyable is seeing something that you made or you make out being used in across the United States or in another fucking country. You know what I mean? Like these guys send us pictures from Ireland and South Africa and Canada of using our shit, and it's like, yo, that's like coming from right here in the garage.
It literally came from you grinding and welding and then powder coating.
I feel like it doesn't get old.
Yeah.
People send me pictures. It's like, how many engine stands? Dude, I think we just came up on... I can't even remember. I wrote it on an engine stand. It's hard to count because of like the collaborations and things we've done with people for the stands to count what's actually just a random sale, like just online.
Yeah.
But I know we're have to be touching like almost 300.
Hell yeah, dude.
And it doesn't get old. And it doesn't get old. Like every time I see a new engine build on our stand, it's like badass. Like everyone is sick. Like even the guys who are just putting a stock motor on, it doesn't even matter. The fact that we're making his process easier, you know, or enabling him to do it by himself or whatever. Making things, especially with your hands, you know what I mean? Fabricating, you're making a tool that somebody uses, you know, and like same thing with bolts. It's like, dude, how many cars have Downstar bolts on them?
Dude, it's so crazy, bro.
Like, count the bolts.
We went to
imagine a decade worth of bolts on cars.
Yeah, we went to what was it? Slammed Enough. Have you ever heard of that show?
I heard of them, yeah.
Okay, well they ended up doing a show out here because they're from like the East Coast.
That's Slick, and it was Slick.
Slick was there, yeah. So he was the MC there. So so my buddy Arby, he came into town. So him, Christian, and we went to the show, and I didn't even wear anything Downstar. You know, I'm not expecting, because it's not my genre. Really. Yeah. It's a bunch of different makes and models, and we're walking around, and I'm like, dude, that's Downstar. That car has Downstar.
Yeah.
And there was like a high percentage of cars that had Downstar on it that we don't even really support. You know,
and you know what's weird too? What I've been doing myself, and I know people do with your stuff too. Even though it's not made for them, they can still make it work on. You know what I mean? Like, all these burnt titanium bolts are from one of those guys on Instagram doing titanium.
Yeah.
But it's like sold as a fender kit for like some BMW or something. You know what I mean? But it's like it doesn't matter. It's the same size bolt. I know the length that I need. Oh, that's the same length. You could use it. So I know I've seen your bolts on stuff that I know you don't make like for that, you know.
And I love it, dude, because
that's the creativity.
We're on the transition of having every make and model.
Yeah.
You know, we just released the G37 kit. That kit came out sick,
that.
You know. And it's just,
that's why you're gonna keep going, dude, because
grinding, dog. Yeah. But it's like, what I'm trying to say is this grind, this is like way better than if I was working for a job, because all of this stuff I'm putting in, it's coming back to me, you know, and I'm getting my creativity off, and it's just this is my retirement. I don't feel like I'm working. I wouldn't want to not have anything to do. I think I would go nuts. I swear to God, I'm going to work forever.
I want to say, so here's part of working construction, right? So that's like pretty much all I did since I was 18. I had one job at Big Five.
Yeah.
I had one job at Big Five when I was in high school, right? I think I was a junior in high school, and I was working at Big Five Sporting Goods like 2 days a week or something while I was going to school. I got out of high school, and my aunt was a general manager at Red Lobster. And I was like, fuck it, I'll go work over there and get some tips, some cash flow. You know, I think I was only 18 or 19 or whatever. You know, and so I was doing that, and then that's when I ended up going to the military and then doing construction in the military. Got out of the military and then kept doing construction. And dude, I've worked hard. Like, some of the hardest work out of all those trades, and like just all the different trades within construction. I've done a job where like literally my job is like to dig holes for a living by hand, like with a jackhammer and a shovel bit and a shovel. You break the dirt up, you take it out with the shovel. You break the dirt up, you take it out with the shovel. And you're digging 3, 4, 5 foot holes with a shovel. That was like some of the hardest work, dude. Like physically demanding. You're pouring sweat. You're sore. Dude, just And I look back on it, I'm like, okay, you know, I traveled a lot for that job. I was actually out here a lot for that job all the time. Ventura, Castaic.
No way.
Yeah, dude, all the time. And I'm looking at like, you know, when my older daughter, she just turned 6. And I'm looking like, okay, you know, when she was 1, 2, dude, I missed out on a lot of her baby time. You know what I mean? Like out of 2 years, probably 8 months, 7 months. Because I was working, I'm gone for 3 weeks on this trip for this job.
Yeah.
I'm gone for 2 weeks over here. All combined. And then I'm like, you know, so the tail end of that same company, it's like, that's the company that I like ended up parting ways to come do what I'm doing. And it's not to come do what I'm doing, but lost my job from there. And for what?
Yeah.
Like, I just killed myself for 3 years for this company.
They don't give a fuck.
You're just an employee, you know what I mean? And that's also eye-opening. So it's like, I don't regret it, man. I can't get it back. I could just spend the time now as much as I can, which is every day.
She's 6 now?
Yeah.
So that's still young, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. And my younger daughter's just turned 3.
Oh yeah, you still got plenty of time, especially if you've realized that now.
Yeah,
you know?
so but that just goes hand in hand with the like, yo, I'm trying to bust my ass for myself, my kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not for, you know, I'm making a paycheck, I'm getting by, but the owner of that company is buying houses on the sand and motorcycles and fucking planes, literally like buying motorcycles and planes and shit. And I'm just like, you know, like I'm making this company over $100,000 a month just from me and my crew, 3 guys.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like, and I'm getting a paycheck, you know, and I'd rather bust my ass and kill myself if I'm going to be sore, like, or if I'm going to be tired or if I'm going to be gone or something. Like, I want it to be for me and what I can provide to my family, my children. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I got so many emotions, so many.
Well, dude, you're like such a perfect story, you know.
I feel like it's so cliche, it's almost corny, dude.
It's guys,
because think about it. Go from losing a job, and then literally, like, my buddy saying, "Hey, I'm down to do this. I'll put the money up. You put the time." Let's see what happens.
I want you to listen to episode what was it? Episode 90. So you hear the first podcast that we did together. So I really want to paint a picture of what it's like for a new business startup, an entrepreneur, and the road, you know, because I want people to know that they can do this if they want.
1 million.
So you touched on, you worked for construction
since I was 18.
Busted your ass
every year.
All right, guys. Let me paint this picture for you, right? So say you work. Let's just say construction, right? So every day, Monday through Friday, you have to get up at 4:00 in the morning. You get off at 3:30 or what have you.
No, 4:00 in the morning and get off at whenever, like literally like that.
Just let's just say maybe not even that hard, right? Say you get off at 1 or something, 4:31. If you can do that, stay consistent and not be late to work, not fuck around, you have that strength inside of your heart to do it on your own, you know? So you think like, all right, well, how am I going to do that? I don't even know what to do. All right, 3 hours out of every single day, dedicate that to a certain craft.
Yeah.
So you're doing your construction shit. You get off at 1 o'clock. You got to do whatever. Yep. When it comes to 7 to 10, you focus that time, especially if you don't have a family, if you don't have a girl, anything like that, if you're just chilling, fucking around with friends and shit like that, from 7 to 10, that's your next job.
Yep.
I'm clocked into Vane Engine Sales at 7, and I get out at 10. Yep. So these 3 hours for this whole entire day, I'm focused towards that. Okay, let me practice on my welding. Let me watch YouTube. Let me figure out how powder coating or whatever.
And that's, you know what, dude, I have so much motivation to try and give people about doing it, because it doesn't even matter if you've never done it before. When we started Vane Engine Stands, dude, I never touched a welder in my life.
Really?
Ever.
Nice.
I never cut a piece of metal, fabricate. I'm not stupid. I've been in construction. I know
you're good with your hands.
like, and I feel like that's kind of why it was easy for me to pick up on it too. So, but I never touched a welder in my entire life when we started this. My homie literally, to touch back on the story a little bit from our last podcast, I don't think I went that much into that, but I literally went to my homie's house. We're sitting there burning, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I lost my job today. Mm-hmm. He's like, what? Yeah, stupid shit, bro. Like, kind of tripping me out.
You're stealing boxes on your day off?
Yeah, right. And I remember, I'll never forget it. He's sitting there, we were leaning on his truck bed. And at the time, he was doing, he had a little side gig of like security screen doors and stuff. He had been doing some weld. That's why he had a welder and all that shit, you know. So he was doing some work on the side for himself previously. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm done. Like, it's tripping me out right now. He's like, well, you going to start welding or what? And I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And I still at that point didn't know that what we were getting in, like, this is what it was going to turn into, you know? So he had a scrap bin of metal, and it was just a bunch of cut bullshit, right? Whole, like, bin full of bin. Mm-hmm. I literally just started welding all the shit in the recycle bin together. Mm-hmm. Like, he told me welding isn't something that you can tell somebody how to do it and they just do it. You have to do it. Like, you have to learn the way the metal melts. That's like that's welding. You need to understand how the metal melts, whether it goes this way, that way, up, down, sideways. So I started welding, and I can't remember exactly how long I was doing that, but I remember I welded the entire recycle bin full of metal and just had this big ass glob of shit like at the end, you know? And then like I started kind of like looking at videos and shit, right? Yeah. Like welding tips, right? Everything's on YouTube, right? I'm looking and like, I could do this shit. It was really frustrating, man. Welding was really frustrating. I'm still not, I don't by any means consider myself a fabricator, but I can make some shit, you know what I mean, if I want to. And I literally went from learning how to weld to also creating a product at the same time. So while I'm trying to learn how to weld, I'm trying to make an engine stand while I'm learning. I've never done no geometry, dimensions, and metal fabricating and angles and 90 degree this and 45 that, and never in my life, dude. And it was frustrating. There was a couple times where I just put everything down and closed the garage and went home. Like, I was so frustrated that I couldn't get it right. And I told my homie, and then my homie Nick kind of like walked me through a few times, like showed me, you know, like, and I picked it back up. And then that was the time between when we started them to actually releasing them to the public, because they weren't ready to be out yet, you know. Like I said, we started these in like November 18 or October 18, and we didn't drop them till February 19. And in that time is where all those frustrations and learning how to weld and put shit together and metal and grind and all this stuff, right? And when we dropped them, and then the wave came, dude. Like, I'm like, well, here it goes.
Got dude. Something.
We're rolling.
Yeah.
And it turned into this, man. Like, and I can't stress it enough, man. It's like I still feel like it's like such a cliche. Oh, the guy lost his job and started this and that, you know. And it really wasn't even like that. It was more of my buddy Nick saying, "Hey, I'm down to do this if you're down to do that."
Yeah.
So, like I always say, in the beginning, he was down to put the bread, and he was down to put the money to do it, get the metal we needed, you know, roll whatever we get to get started. He's like, my money, your time, let's do it. And that's where we're at, man. That's how it started. Literally going from losing a job to nothing to ever do with welding or fabricating into making a product that we can sell. And here we are into 3, 4, 5 different other ventures, just from the sole purpose of trying to, you know, build business and stream
crazy
income
dude.
Streams. It's anybody can do it, dude.
Yeah, right.
The way my mind was when I lost that job, dude, the way my mind was like the world's ending. Fuck everything. I'm done. This is crazy. Like I can't even believe this. Have such a random, stupid situation, you know. And did we talk about that last time or no?
A little bit.
I don't with the picture and shit. Why I lost my job? We could talk about that. That shit's retarded. So I worked for this company, this one company for.
I don't remember.
This one company is a construction company for 3 years. Right?
Okay.
In 2017, I got laid off. It got slow construction business. I've been through it. I know how it works. You know? It'll go up and then it crashes. It'll go up and it crashes. I got laid off in like September of 2017, and they hit me back in March of 2018.
Okay.
And said, hey, you know, if you're still looking for a job or if you're still available, you know, we're back rolling. And this was, I think it was what, like 6 months, 5-6 months and laid off or whatever, right? And I was just doing side gigs and stuff in the meantime, kind of anticipating that was going to happen, you know.
Gotcha.
And thankfully, it did work out at the time. So I get back with the company in March. Hey, you know, how you doing? How's everybody doing? Da, 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 da. Everybody still works there, right? Like all the same people are back for the most part. And we get rolling, dude, and I'm like killing it more than ever. Like more than ever. So essentially I worked for a foundation company, a foundation repair company. So people's houses and shit like sink into the soil and start cracking and doing crazy shit. We go in and fix that by underpinning the foundation with these piers and all kinds of crazy shit. I'm busting my ass. We're killing it. Me and the two guys that they gave me when I came back, murdering it, bro. I think we did like $500,000 worth of jobs in like 2.5 months. Just us three. Wow. Yeah, murdering it, right? And they know. They see who's on the books in the office, who's making money for the company, you know? So we're killing it, dude. Killing it. Months go by. One random day, it's a Friday. We're on the way back to the shop. I'm almost to the shop. I'm like five minutes from the shop, from our yard. 5 minutes. About to exit the freeway. I look over, and it was Friday. We're fucking beat, dude, tired. You know what I mean? Like, you know, thank God it's Friday, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I look over, and there's like a little Fiat, right? Those little Fiat cars, a little white one, little convertible thing. And there's this guy knocked the fuck out, dude, sleeping on the window. The most funny thing I ever fucking seen in my life, dude. Just like tongue out, dude, like all over the window.
Like a passenger?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I go to take a picture of him on my phone. And I was going to post it and say like, oh, this is what my Friday feels like, right? Just something stupid, worthless, not even worth my time.
Yeah.
I go and snap the picture of this person, right? Boom. And I go to show them, like, my homies are in the truck, and it's all blurry. You can't even see it. Fuck. Oh, whatever. Drive back to the shop.
Yeah.
I get to the shop. We walk in the office, and the girls go. There's, like, a group of girls in there that run, you know, all the office shit. Uh-huh. Hey, did you guys take a picture of somebody in a white Fiat? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, like, but it was nothing. Like, I thought it was going to be something, but why? Well, some lady just called hysterical, crying on the phone, saying that she's so offended by you taking a picture of her son sleeping in the car. And she was crying, dude, like bawling. Like, I ended up listening to the recording of the phone call. Like, dude, blew me away. Like, I felt bad, dude. And I even offered, like, hey, can you guys please contact that lady? I will have her at the office and face to face and say, ma'am, like, there's zero disrespect involved in this. Like, it was simply a joke that I didn't even have the picture, dude, by the time I got back to the shop, you know? Yeah. And the general manager brought us into the office, me and my crew, and said, you know, you guys don't do that. You know, you shouldn't have your phones out, you know, while you're in the truck, and you don't take pictures of people, whatever, slap on the hand. All right, later. This was Friday. Yeah. I get home, it's like 4:30. HR calls me. Hey, Pam was her name. Pam says, if you can be in here on Monday at 10:30 to give in all your credit cards and your keys and shit. She said, that's it. And I was like, are you serious? I was like, we just talked about this in the office and it was over. And she's like, yeah, but she went back and listened to the recording of the lady on the phone and how hysterical she was and offended. And I don't know if and literally I didn't even fight it. I was like, yeah, I'll see you on Monday. So literally on my termination papers, it says that I had my phone out while I'm driving, and I put my crew in danger because I had my phone out while I was driving. And I'm like, okay, well, you guys call us all day long on the road. You guys, how do we get to the jobs? We have maps and directions on our phone. I don't give a shit when anybody says your phone's out in the car, no matter what it's doing. And so literally, like, I walked out of the office on that Monday, fired for essentially taking a picture of someone in a car on the freeway, like, and it didn't even really exist when I got back to the shop. So there was no picture when I got back to the shop. So they terminated me for, that's literally what it says on the paper, that I put my crew in danger by having my phone out while driving. Next day, that's when I told my homie, like, dude, this is, and I thought about him. I'm like, this is the first time in my life, dude, that this is meant to happen. Yeah. I don't give a shit what anybody says. That right there was just meant to happen. Like, there's no way that I come back, you know, from a layoff and I'm only here 5 months, and then on a random Friday I get whacked for something so stupid. Like, and I'm not gonna sound cocky, but I'm confident I made that company the most money. Like, my truck and my crew, we generated the most money out of like 19 crews at the company. I knew that. That's why I was paid what I was paid. Like, it was all based on numbers. Everything was numbers. Like, you do this, you get this. You do this, you get that. Like, and I always knew that, so I always killed it. And I had a good relationship with the owner, you know what I mean? Like, with the general manager, they always came to me for all kinds of troubleshooting and shit, right? I always help everybody. Like, dude, I'm like, it was like a kick in the dick, dude. Like, when, like, for something so stupid, you know? But then, look at me, like, look what we're doing, look what I'm doing now. And it's just crazy that I went from that to trying to grow this business, man. Literally from fired for that stupid shit to, you know, hey, you're going to weld? Oh, I learned how to weld. Oh, we're making products. Oh, we made another product. Oh, here's a new service. Here's another product. Like, dude, I feel like it's just a ball. It's a train ever since. Yeah. It's not slowing down, dude. That's all I know.
Well, congratulations, bro. It's you never know it at the time. You know, I always say it's like, sure, you whenever something is happening that's happening bad to you, or you're going through some kind of struggles. I used to just look at it like in such a negative way, but how I look at it now is like, all right, I just got to weather this storm because the sun is going to shine. The biggest thing, though, man, the biggest thing is I mean, I know you don't have children, other than, you know, Christian, and I mad props to you for that. I mean, that takes a real man to do that. Thank you.
But losing a job and having two children that depend on you, and you're like, oh yeah, by the way, you don't have a paycheck no more. Yeah. That shit is those feelings you never forget. You know what I mean? Like, I'll never forget the way I felt when I was told that on the phone, like having to walk back in the house and be like, I don't have a job. Yeah. It's some of those humbling moments and stress, I feel like they change you. I feel like in the last year and a half, my mental outlook on just life itself and what I'm doing has changed so much. And I honestly credit that to my buddy Nick. I just look at things different, and that's why I was maybe touch back on the reflection thing. Is the people you're around is what you end up doing. All those years I'm working construction, I'm going skating with my homies. You know, we're not doing nothing. We're just fucking off.
Just living.
You're just living, like, not worried about, oh, I'm comfortable. I got a 9 to 5. Yeah, I get paid on Friday. Let's go skate. Yeah. You know what I mean? And to now, man, it's I can't even find words, dude. Like, I wish I would have done this a long time ago, but transitioning into, so me and my homie I think we talked about, we kind of like split what he did I actually moved, so that was probably like most of it. I moved to like Orange County and he was still in Hemet. So we fell off. We didn't talk for a few years. But like after reconnecting, like we both found that like we were both still fucking with Hondas and, you know, still messing around with the Honda game. So then we started kicking it more. And I think I told you last time I owed him money. I was paying him back money, and I met him and at his house, and he just moved in. And ever since, man, it's just been, I don't know. It's been a road, dude. He's definitely responsible for the way I think about things now, because being around him and seeing what he does and how he talks and the business he conducts, it's me being around that all the time. It changed the way I look at shit. Like, I don't feel the same. Like, I'm not trying to kick it with those cats that are like, oh, well, I get paid on Friday. It's all good. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it changes your mindset.
Yeah.
Like, completely, man. And, yeah, that's what I was saying last time, too. It doesn't matter, dude. Your homies could be younger than I think. Nick's 28, I think, now.
Uh-huh.
But
how old are you?
30.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter, dude. I take advice from him all day, every day. It's
yeah,
you see the difference in the mental shit, because there's still shit that he says that it doesn't go over my head, but I have to think about it. Mm-hmm. Like, I have to put it together. You know what I mean? Because I don't understand it 100%. So, yeah, if you are in business, and a lot of people say don't go into business with your homies, and I don't buy that shit.
Mm-hmm.
On a certain level, maybe in different business. I don't know if it's because of the Honda shit that it's a different connection, you know what I mean, the industry, but I don't buy that shit. I feel like we're going to kill it because of that, like, because we're homies, you know what I mean? Like, and everything is out on the table. Like, he's not, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, this is mine, this is yours. It's like, no, this is us. This is what we're doing. Like, that's why people don't see a lot of him. Like I said, he's busy. He's not 1,000,000% just on Vane stands. You know what I mean? So any shout out I can give him, I give him, dude. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing without him. Like, straight up.
Yeah.
And if I was, it probably wouldn't be on the level that we are right now. You know.
That's good, man. Yeah, working with friends, it could be the best thing ever,
or the worst,
or it could be the worst.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just really depends.
And I think a little bit of time tells that pretty quick too. Like, and there's been times where I was, and we haven't argued about it at all, but there was a time where some person in the industry hit me up and was offering the world to trade. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Trade work for engine stands. Mm-hmm. And I thought about it, and I'm like, oh, hell yeah, dude. Like, in my mind, my car parts enthusiast bullshit is completely clouding business, right? And I was like, hell, dude, I can't get all the shit he's offering us for less than like $3,500, dude. That's this, that's that, and he's like, no. He's like, that many engine stands, this price, period. Like, no, we're not doing that. Yeah. Straight up told me, no, we're not doing that. And ever since then, that changed everything. Like, it I don't know, that's just another way of mentally changing, you know, what we're doing. It's been a crazy road, man. That's sum it up. It's been a crazy fast-paced road, and I feel like we just have to keep rolling. Like, we just got to. There's no turning back now.
What do you see coming out of Vane Engine Stands in 2020? December 31st, 2020. What's the year look like?
Powder coating business is going to be lit, like lit times 10. That is going to be a big part of, and that's why I kind of made a post recently saying, you know, no matter what we end up doing more of, you know, the engine stands are always going to be the foundation to our business. And everybody knows us by Vane Engine Stands more than, you know, something else. So it's going to be a new business adventure to have a new name. I don't know if we're going to tie it with Vane Stands or not. Yeah, we're going to post it, but I don't know if we're still undecided on that yet. We'll figure that out when we see how it starts. But 2020, man, a lot of fuel injector servicing across all commercial, whatever, racers, anything. Carbon fiber, the entire line of carbon fiber drag race parts. And then there's a couple little random things that, you know, maybe the show guys like, you know, the JDM, the thin side moldings, we're making those, but in carbon fiber.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
very cool.
I'm sure a couple people will mess with those, you know.
Definitely.
So an entire line of carbon fiber drag race and semi, you know, show stuff coming out. Like I said, the powder coating. And for now, dude, I think that's what we're gonna keep rolling. And then race program, that's another thing. 2020, we're gonna finish that car, build the rest of the car. It's needs quite a bit of stuff, but it's all stuff that we're gonna manage to get done relatively quick. But 2020 racing, business, just keep watering the seeds we've been planting the last year, pretty much the motivation.
I love it, dude. So in the last year, have you done a lot of networking and found the value of that?
I have. Our business is where it's at because of my time on Instagram. Mm-hmm. I and my homie knows that too. We did it. We pushed it. We pushed the shit out of it. We had content. We not only did we just say, hey, this is our product, buy it, or you know what I mean? Like it was, we were able to like explain like, hey, like, no, this makes your process easier, or this makes this more convenient, or mm-hmm. this more mobile, or whatever, we're not just, oh, here's our product, you know what I mean? And I think different products are, when you have a tool essentially like that, you can do that. But if you're, it's more just engaging the people about your products, I guess you can say. Like that was the big thing. Mm-hmm. Like, people are asking and DMing. I'm sure you get freaking crazy DMs too. You just engage people, man. Don't be a dick. You know what I mean? Engage people's questions, whether you think they're good or not. You know what I mean? Like I believe in stupid questions. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I believe in a stupid question. And that revolves just around common sense, essentially. You know what I mean? If you have common sense, but I don't know. Anyway, I just think hands down with customer engagement, I think that's probably been one of the biggest. Really? Like, boom, get right back to people. Boom, you want to order something? Here, let me help you order. What do you need to order? Oh, you want me to make it easier for you? Let me get your email and I'll send you over an invoice because it's complicated. Something made it complicated for them. So it's like, no, let me make it. So I think customer service, dude, it never fails.
Yeah, that's number one.
Never fails, dude.
I don't think a lot of businesses really understand that, but without the customers, you don't have shit.
You know how many people come and say, hey, I hit so-and-so and I didn't even get a message back. Or I hit so-and-so and I just got this. Dude, it's all the time. Hey, I really appreciate you guys getting back to me. And it's like when you see that trend of someone thanking you for responding, it kind of makes you wonder, like, what type of people are out there doing the same business, They literally will point out, hey, I appreciate your time. Thank you for getting back to me. Or, hey, thanks for getting back to me so quick. Or, thanks for helping me with this. And it's like when they go out of their way to do that, it makes you realize, like, shit, there's people out there that just have a product for sale and it's just for sale.
Yeah.
Go order it over here. Fuck it,
Yeah, I've we do a lot of vendor setups, and
that's something I want to get into, man.
You should, man.
I want to try a booth somewhere, sometime, and see what happens. Whether it be Honda Day or out here, Eibach, whatever.
I think you should do Eibach in April.
I think Matt. So that was we didn't even touch on that, but Matt from Super Street.
Yeah, Rogers.
Yeah, had
Shout
told
out
me.
to Rogers. That's my brother.
Super good conversation with that guy, man. Super cool cat. We're looking forward to that greatly. But he was saying, that's what he was saying. He said, you guys plan to, I'm trying to get more vendors at Eibach.
Yeah.
And I told him, like, with the timing of the shop and everything, it's kind of up in the air right now, because if we, no matter
make it happen.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, so now it's trying to, like, maybe plan around that and say, okay, even if we get keys April 1st, you know what I mean?
Okay.
We could
think about it like this, right, bro? This is the premier Honda event on the West Coast.
Period, yeah.
Spoon is there. Mm-hmm. Mugen's there. Everybody is there. They have a booth there. Like, if you are in the Honda community and you don't have a booth there, you're fucking up.
Yeah, that's what we've.
I'm from the West Coast, and I go all around the country. Mm-hmm. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
And especially if it's in our own backyard, dude.
Yeah.
And you have to make it happen.
Fontana's only 40 minutes from the pad, 35 minutes. You know what I mean?
You have to make it happen.
We don't have to, like, pay for shit. We can all just put everything in the truck. I'm going to talk to my buddy.
There's no choice.
Curious.
Dude. You have to make it happen.
I'm curious now. But at the same time, I've kept pretty good tabs on where our stands go. And out of all those engine stands that we've done, dude, there has been less than 20 that stay here on the West Coast.
Do you know why?
Out of all of those stands.
Do you know why?
What?
Your focus is towards drag racing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no,
drag
for sure.
racing is predominantly in the East Coast, so it's only natural.
That's why we're curious, because if we go to an event like that, Eibach, that may open us to a whole new crowd of people that has no clue who we are.
Dude, I swap motors.
Yeah.
You know? Everybody in the car community,
especially building
show car guys.
Yeah. I'm trying to get a couple of these cats, man. These couple San Diego cats that you probably what's his name, Ryan with the S2000.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
His homie is building that badass EM1 coupe all restored, the blue one.
Yeah,
and he's got all your blue washers.
Yes. Yeah,
I see him on a Harbor Freight cart, bro. And I'm just like, man. I was like, I'm I don't know. We might hit him up. We'll see what happens.
So there should be no.
That's what I mean, though. The show guys that are really building like scratch from nothing.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Is like there's still so much more in the engine stand part of it. You haven't even tapped in to the car show guys.
Yeah,
guys would love to have that.
You know what's weird is I don't know but then that may be. I don't think Slick ever took his engine on the stand to any of the shows that he was going to.
Mm-hmm.
But just doing a couple gigs with him, you know what I mean? Like making a stand for his Integra and the EK build. I don't know. And he's an advertiser, you know, he rocks with us tough. You know what I mean? Like he has YouTube videos unboxing our stuff. He's got the EK, like I said, he's got content with our products. Shout out to him, by the way. And I haven't seen any of that scene come to us. There's been no wave how there has been with everything else. Like if we touch like a certain collab with this guy or that guy, we kind of feel out. We see the whatever type of return it is, we see it or we hear it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, hey, like we did a thing with Trevor from Motion Auto, and I think he's in Colorado. Not like 1,000,000% only Hondas, but like there was so many people that hit us up like, hey, I came here because of Trevor. It was like a trend.
Mm-hmm.
And we just see that different, you know, around who we who we collaborate with. And I know Slick's big in the show stuff, you know what I mean? And it didn't really hit like we expected it to hit, maybe. I don't know.
He definitely has his own demographic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that bleeds over into the race stuff. So
I still think the show stuff is bigger over here.
Oh, it is.
Like,
there's no doubt.
I see it.
There's no doubt in it.
And like, what do they call it? Week Fest?
Week Fest.
Eibach. Like, dude, there's so many events too that I honestly, you know, I could probably admit we've been sleeping on that in the last year. We've in the first year with all the shit we were getting into, it may have been too much, but maybe now that we're kind of more in the groove, the seeds are planted, we're just watering, maybe we can pop out to an event or two, you know.
If you're not at Eibach, you're fucking up.
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now.
And we have like 5 or 6 engines on stands in the garage right now. Right now that we could just load up and take and have.
Do you have a
booth.
canopy set up?
We don't. But I was gonna get with Slick actually.
You should get that ASAP.
And I think we've probably slept on that for sure.
You're missing
we went to
huge
Eibach.
Opportunity.
We stopped by Eibach last year. That's why we felt it out. We went there and checked it out, and you know, we had been to Eibach. You know, that was the first Eibach I've been to that was at the track though. So I hadn't been to Eibach, dude, since it was not at the track.
Yeah. So why do you feel like that the racing is more of your demographic?
Just because that's what we do. Like that's what we've been into, racing. Yeah. That's
because
like the only reason.
If you compare the race community versus the car show community,
way more.
The car show community
tenfold
kills it.
Yeah,
you know. So
especially in Hondas, like Honda drag racing versus Honda show scene, Honda by far
kills
more.
It.
Yeah.
So the amount of guys that are taking their motor out, taking it out.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Over here.
And more than, you know, especially with the mock-up, you know what I mean? You throw in your motor when it's not all powder coated, and so you don't, you know, mess everything up, and then you take it out again to do everything, then you put it back in again. So we're definitely seeing that's probably a market that we should touch on this year for sure.
So for you saying that, you know, you could see the engine stands tapering off, I don't see it. Everybody's gonna need one.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Everybody has that Harbor Freight stand.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. The people now, it's to the point where people will send us like DMs and messages and comments and tag us and say, "Hey, you need to hit my boys at Vane stands, or you need to hit this, or you need to," you know what I mean? And it's starting to be a trend now. It's like when I see an engine that's like on that now or on the floor, like I automatically just think like, "Yo, hit their line or hit them." You know what I mean? It's dude, we've actually gotten quite a bit of sales like that. To be dead honest with you, like between me and my homie Nick, he sold a few, and I've sold quite a few too, like off of that. Yeah. Like just going and commenting on somebody's page that is building a motor and it's on the floor. And we go on there and be like, "Hey, you know, check out our K-Series swap stands. You know, you might find them useful, you know, for your build. And if you have any questions, let me know." And dude, that's came through like more enough to talk about. Like it's definitely, we see it, you know?
I don't want to make it seem like that you shouldn't focus on the other things. Yeah. But when you have something that's going already,
keep it going.
You need to keep that momentum going. No. And any spare time you have,
and check this out. This is funny that you say that, because we literally had a point in business recently in the last 3 months, right? That I not lost motivation, but I started trying to do too much at once and wasn't getting nothing done. Yeah. And my homie said, "Yo, we make engine stands. That's what we need to be doing 90% of the time." That over there, when we got the injector stuff, I got like wrapped up in the injector stuff and started like messing with the injector stuff like a lot, and not a lot of engine stands. We went from like 30 in a month to like half of that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Getting done in a week. They're still going, but not as much. And it was just like, yo, we do engine stands. Like that is our main source of income. Like we need to stay on the engine stand. So,
and I see it from both sides of it, right? Yeah. Because I'm doing the podcast, I'm doing Downstar Skate. Yeah. But don't get it twisted. Downstar is stronger than it has ever been. Yeah. And the only reason I'm doing these other things is because when you get comfortable at a situation, okay, let's load a little more on the plate. Yeah. You know, let's load the podcast on the plate. All right, now I'm going to start taking the podcast a little more serious, because now I got used to doing it like this. All right, now I want to do skate stuff. I'm going to keep loading on my plate, and that's where my idea is. But it's not like Downstar's slowing down, so I got to figure out what else I got to do.
That's where people like misconceive, like they miss, like they see that. Like there's been people that literally ask me like, "Hey, like, you guys all good over there? Like, I don't see much stands anymore, or like, injectors." Like, it's like, dude, like, I can't. Like, it's literally to the point where if I just sit on Instagram and post content, like, I'm not producing the work that I need to be, because I'm doing both. So it's like we talked about, the balance. You may not find the perfect balance, but you can find like a groove that works, you know?
You want to shorten the swing.
Yeah.
From, you know, being super slammed right here and not having any time for your family.
There was a few months, dude, where it was nonstop every day. We have a whiteboard, right? It's probably as big as that picture behind you, the Paid in Full banner. And it was full. Both, I made a line down one side, I made a line down the other side. All order engine stands. I'm looking at it like, holy shit, dude, like I'm gonna be doing this for months. And it's been to that point a few times where it's like, yo, this is what we do. This is how people know us, is Vane engine stands, not injector lab. You know what I mean? Like that, there's still people who didn't even know we're doing it. You know what I mean? Even if I post it and say, "Hey, check out our other page, Injector Lab," like people are just barely catching on. Over a month later, like, oh shit, that's them too. Yeah. Like, so definitely, it's funny you even said that, man, because my homie literally just said that to me less than 3 months.
Well, from the outside looking in, if I was seeing a company, I would say like, okay, well, why is Rywire? Why are they doing like powder coating valve covers.
Yeah. That's,
you know,
and that's
but
exactly
like, is the wiring stuff not going good?
Yeah.
Why is he focusing on that?
And I think that,
but then
that may be a new turn too for powder coating our own stuff,
valve cover stuff. But then you see, like, if you knew that person, you would know, like, yo, this person is just putting more on their plate because they feel like they can do it, you know. But
that's we're tapped right now. We're good right now. Like, this is the engine stands, the shop cruisers, the fuel injector servicing, carbon fiber, and powder coating. That's plenty. Like, we're Gucci. We have plenty work to do. We have plenty, you know what I mean, things to work on, and there's always something to do. Right now, every day I wake up and I go to the garage, it doesn't matter what it is. There's something that needs to be done all day long. Yeah. Whether it be, like, I'll get in there, I'll bang emails first, check emails, see if any customer message or whatever. Bang emails, and then either whatever's the most, you know, stands or whatever. Like right now I'm working on a bunch of stands, and then but at the same time we're getting in fuel injectors, so it's like that's rolling. It's just, again, the balance, man, like between, all right, I got to make engine stands, this is what we do, let's make these things. And then it's the chairs, it's like, okay, we got cruiser orders, and it's like, okay, well, we got 3 sets of injectors in today. And then keeping tabs on my dad's working at his own house, you know what I mean? So I just go out there, or I call him or talk to him. I just keep tabs on that. You know what I mean? Like, he knows what he's doing. But you still got to keep tabs. Yeah, hey, what's going on? You know, where are we at with this or that? So between all of that, and then now getting into the shop, and we're going to add powder coating to that. And I won't bullshit anymore. We never powder coated shit. You know what I mean? This is all brand new to us. But if you're going to do something, do it. Yeah. Like, we never powder coated. Fuck it, let's get a turnkey system that's easy, it's big, we could do this and that. And I guarantee you can mark my words, I'm going to get in there, I'm going to learn it, I'm going to be good at it, and we're going to do business powder coating. It's fuck yeah. This is going to be the same thing I did with welding, man. I never touched a welder in my life, dude. I can't build a fucking off-road truck chassis if I wanted to, you know what I mean? But I could, again, get my way around a metal shop. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's going to be the same thing with powder coating. You know? Especially in this community, bro, powder coating is a thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? With all the builds, and dude, my whole motor's powder coated. My trans, my valve covered, everything. So it's just a matter of time, man. That's all it is. That's just a matter of time. I love it. Grind it away. 2020 is going to be good, man. We're looking forward to whatever it is. But we should have you out, man. We definitely want to have you out for maybe the grand opening.
I'll be down. Hell yeah. When you have the grand opening, I'm down.
We're going to try to check it out put sure. something together. We should be able to get in there and get it squared away relatively quick, because we already been planning out. Like, we've already been in there. We've already made measurements, and all right, this is going to go like yeah. So we've already done work.
Is there a Raising Cane's by you?
There is.
No shit.
There is. It's like 15-20 minutes.
I'm with
away.
It.
But yeah, there is. Brand new too.
I'm hungry right now.
I know.
Are you hungry? Down to go get some lunch?
Yeah. I'm starving,
hell yeah, dude.
Bro.
Chris, I want to wish you the best of success, man. I love the story, and I appreciate you sharing it with us, so we have an actual timeline. Yeah. So we can see the growth, you know, and hopefully we touch base later on in the year. 100%,
man. Number 3 is on the way for sure. I think by the summertime, man, we should bang a number 3, and we'll work together this year, man.
I love it, man, for sure. So before we get out of here, is there anything else you want to touch on, any sales or anything like that coming up?
Not really, man. Everything is on our website. You know what I mean? I always encourage people to, if they ever have any questions, or if they want to know how something works, or, you know, advise, whatever, man, we're open door 24/7. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it be fuel injectors, a chair, a stand, or whatever. Carbon fiber is not going to drop quite yet. Like I said, that's not quite ready for the public yet. But yeah, man, again, we're just going to keep rolling. Vane Engine Stands.
So where can they find you at?
They can find us on Instagram at Vane Engine Stands. We do have Facebook also. We don't engage it all the time, but I am on and off there. So either or, Facebook, Instagram. We also have our website, veinstands.com, and then also our injector lab on Instagram is our fuel injector service page.
Nice.
So yeah, if anybody has any questions or anything, or wants to shoot the shit or whatever it is, hit us up anytime.
I love it, bro. Kris, thank you for being here, bro.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it. And thank you guys for listening once again. This is Downtime with Downstar, episode 145, and we out. Peace.
Late.